Welcome back, everybody! Today, we're gonna find out why Lang's old man had a thing, a drawing, more specifically, why no did he have it? It's a good question. I don't know. But, that's what we're gonna find out, maybe. Perhaps he obtained it during the course of his investigation into the incident. Although I don't know why he would have concealed it. Agent Lang, might I be able to see the details of the fire? Yeah, sure. Allow me to read it post-haste. Yeah. Read it post-mortem right now. I mean post-haste. Oh, jeez. The boy who started the fire snuck out of bed on the night of the incident. It seems this boy went missing several days later. What? Don't tell me that he witnessed something he shouldn't have. That's horrible. He was only a child after all. While I'd hate for that to be the case, we can't rule out the possibility entirely. Huh? Apparently the boy left some stuff behind the orphanage and it was taken as evidence. What's this? What's that doing here? That's a good question. Mr. Prosecutor, do you recognize this? Yes, I know one piece of evidence that's related to it. I actually have to present it, that's kind of funny. Which piece of evidence is related to what that boy left behind? I mean, I think it would just be so freaking obvious. It's like, why do I even need to present this in the first place?
Take that!
I don't know what it's doing here. But isn't that the missing horn from this Mozilla doll? No way, you mean this came off the president's? You know of it? Yeah, I've noticed the president kept it close by as a decoration. I always thought it was strange how one of the horns was missing. If you twist the horn, this doll will play back any previously recorded audio. So we put the missing horn back in place, we might be able to hear a different recording. Indeed. It is possible. The doll is currently on the 51st floor of the Grand Tower. Hey you heard that right? Yes, sir! I'll be right back! I'm back! Shifu, I've got it! The mighty Mozilla doll! Well done. Give it to the prosecutor over there. I'm not a prosecutor. Stop calling me that. If we insert the horn found at the orphanage into the doll. That's a perfect fit! Well, can you hear anything? Mr. Hong... Mr. Hong, it's a... nah, it wouldn't be right. It's the same voice for freaking Patricia Rowland.
Mr. Hong, it's Amy. It's been a while. I saw the news that you would be coming to this country. I was really nervous about doing this, but I decided to send you a message. Overruled!
Why would you overrule that? Please stop the playback. Judge Courtney. What's wrong? That was my voice. Stop it now. It's the boy. Your son. He's just been born. I'm sorry, that's all I wanted to tell you. His name is John. John Marsh. It's a fine name for him, don't you think? Ah! I didn't want to relive that moment. Marsh? Did she say John?
I'll be waiting in the courtyard of the orphanage at midnight on February 9th. Even if it's just once, I want John to be able to meet you. I'm sorry for being selfish, but I'll be waiting.
You don't say. No way, that was my... John. What's the meaning of this, Miss Courtney? John is not my biological son. Okay, well, I didn't think so. I mean... First of all, the last names are different. Second of all, you would have had to be really young to have him. Sure, it's possible, but... You know, that's kind of... You know, if you... How do I say this? Like, if you're 13 and you have a child, there's a good chance that either something was incredibly wrong with your hormones or something just, I don't even know, maybe, you know, something bad happened to you. Most likely something bad probably happened to you, so I don't know. He's adopted. Did John know about this? Of course he knew. John's mother, Amy Marsh, passed away about 5 years ago. She and I were cousins. Oh. Since we were young, we've always been really close. We were often mistaken for sisters. That's why when she passed away, I thought it was only natural that I look after John. Also, there were circumstances which prevented me from revealing his father's identity. I never even told John his father's name. ... And now it's all been revealed thanks to the recording on that doll. Did John's mother send the doll to the president? Hey. John. Was he the president? Really, my dad? Yes, he was. Did I make a joke about this a little bit ago? I feel like I made a joke about this. It's been a few days, but I think I made a joke about this. Come on. Why? I was kidding! Game, please! When I make a joke, I don't want it to be reality. Stop making it reality. Ah! But Courtney's not the mother, so that means... Okay. Okay, I believe my joke was that Courtney and Hong were like the mother and father, but okay. So it's not true then. They're not actually mother and father. It's just father and adoptive mother. Okay, it's a little bit better like that, I suppose. Before you were born, Amy worked as a diplomat in Zhengfa. A diplomat? So that must be how she became acquainted with President Hong. Hang on, didn't you tell me she worked at the orphanage? Yes, after returning to this country, Amy left her job as a diplomat. She always had great passion for charity work, so she began working at the orphanage. ... Hey, Miss Courtney. So this Amy girl, she called the president there herself, but she never showed up at the scene of the SS5 incident. What's with that? Amy couldn't make it. Apparently someone had been following her that whole night. Perhaps it was Blaze. I can't say for certain, but it's possible that it was his doing. After that, Amy never got another chance to see the president again. So she died 5 years ago. This conversation must be painful for John. Nah, seems like he's taking it quite well. Oh, right. Hey, John, you thirsty? How about I buy us both some juice? We can go together. I'm a part of this too. I'll listen until the end. Besides, I can afford to buy my own juice. Oh, shot down by a kid. Well, that's unfortunate. John, do you understand the reason I met with the president 2 days ago? The secret meeting from 2 nights ago. I wanted to tell him about Amy's death and that you were alive and well. But I see. That's why you couldn't tell us the reason for meeting with the president until now. I get it. She would have had to reveal his connection with John. I brought a bouquet of lion lilies so that he would understand I truly did know about Amy. Those flowers are a dear memory to the president and Amy. The first present she received from the president was a bouquet of lion lilies. But now even he has passed away. If only he were still alive. Perhaps I could have introduced him to John. ... Shifu! I'm sorry to interrupt this atmosphere, but there's something I need to say. I don't know why I said atmosphere like that, jeez. Oh, what is it now? Can't this wait? Well, actually, there's one last item that's been delivered here from Zhengfa. I have here the president's will. What? The president's will? My old man received a great number of special medals from the president himself. As a token of his trust, the president left his will in the protection of the Lang clan. Those medals in that will, they were the pride of our clan. Our family treasures, so to speak. Lang Z says ... Nah, this is... Agent Lang, does that will have something to do with the current case? You bet it does. It says here, I hereby acknowledge John Marsh as my own son. What? John's name is in the president's will. Are you certain that will was written by the president? Yeah, he entrusted it to the Lang clan even before the SS5 incident took place. They'll have to appraise it back home, but by the name of the Lang clan, this is the real deal. Di Junhong was the president of an entire nation. The existence of his son would have caused considerable controversy. However, he left behind a will just in case. This makes it doubly sure. I still can't believe it myself, but there's no room for doubt. John Marsh, you are the son of Di Junhong, president of Zheng Fa. Oh my god. Gumshoe's all like, what? Wait, what? Excuse me? John. I don't get it, Mr. Edgeworth. John. Well, what? It's not like he's a king or anything, so it's not like, oh, he's inheriting the will of a king, so therefore he's the next one in line for the throne. It's not like that, so I don't understand why he just ran away there. Like, no, I don't want to be the president. Keep the presidency away from me. I mean, unless that's how Zheng Fa presidents work, I don't know. Maybe they work like kings. Who knows? April 6th, 4:51 p.m. outside Grand Tower temporary film lot. I'm going to assume we're at middle part 2 after that. I'm gonna check though, just to be sure. Better safe than sorry, as you always know, as you always say. Because, I mean, who knows? Just who knows? The Grand Turnabout, middle part 2. Alrighty then, well, that's fine. John. So that guy was my dad. He found out about his own birth so suddenly. And furthermore, his newfound father is no longer in this world. I'd always been searching for my dad. John. I get it, alright, he's the president. I know it's a complicated situation. But we even met face to face during the filming. So then why, huh? Why did he tell me who he really was? I'm sorry, John. But Mom, you don't need to apologize, no matter how you look at it. It's all my fault. Yesterday I broke my promise with you, and didn't even notice the fire on the roof. So I destroyed everything. I crushed it all. My dad, and those flowers that my mom carefully grew. Well, I mean, who said she grew them? She could have just bought them, you never know. John! Please, for now, just don't think about anything. Just stay like this for a little while. Just for a little while, okay? But I don't want to. The bond between a parent and child, that's the meaning behind Lion Lilies. I know it's not my style, but that flower is from Zheng Fa. However, we have no means of protecting that bond. Agent Lang, allow me to say this. The case won't be solved by sentimentality alone. Therefore, shouldn't we all do all that we can to solve it? Yeah, you're right. The recreation of the past is finished. Were your father's deductions correct? Excuse me. My old man took his deductions to the grave. He never told anyone about them. So who knows if they were right or not. In that case, what about your own deductions? I would like to hear what you think happened based on the recreation. In order for us to get closer to the truth to 12 years ago. Yeah, I was thinking it's about time. I can see it now. My old man's back, real close. I'll catch up to him for sure. To the truth that my old man uncovered. Wait, why are we... what? Truth of the SS5 incident. There's no mistake that the president went to the orphanage. The stuffed toy is proof of that. He was planning to meet with Amy Marsh. However, the president was kidnapped, and Cameron just happened to witness it. If Cameron hadn't been there, it probably would have just been a kidnapping with no murder. Afterwards, the body was moved to the flower beds and a fake photo was taken. Was that what really happened 12 years ago? SS5 incident case files updated by organizer. 12 years ago, the president was kidnapped and a witness was killed. Touch check one for details. However, there's one thing I still don't get. Well, there's a lot of things I don't get either, but you know, I'll figure it out, I suppose. Okay. The president had an appointment at midnight in the courtyard of the orphanage to meet Amy Marsh. Jack Cameron was a witness. His body seems to have been moved, and a fake photo was taken to serve as evidence. Ooh, I see. Something you don't get. It's this. Why do they need to take a fake photo? Why would they go through all the trouble and even make the president take part in the photo? What I was wondering too, the president's awfully cooperative in this photo. That's true. However, the answer to that riddle must lie somewhere within. Once we get past the layers upon layers of deductions, we shall surely reach it. Yeah, that's right. I'd like to hear your deductions as well. Well, let's see what we can do, I suppose. Rebuttal, truth of the SS5 incident. There's no mistake that the president went to the orphanage. And he met with a person. But he really didn't, because he got kidnapped in the end, and that person that he was going to meet with never showed up in the end. It truly is unfortunate, to say the least. Alright, what do we got? What do we got? I bet we got something here, don't we? Excuse me. Agent Lang, I'd like to verify a few things that may have seemed obvious at first glance. Are we certain that the president actually went to the orphanage? Okay, I get it. You're saying you want proof. Everyone's always demanding proof from Mr. Edgeworth, after all. You didn't have to tell him that. But what if they wanted to tell him that? The stuffed toy is proof of that. He was planning to meet with Amy Marsh. You mean this stuffed animal? The one with a recording device? That's right. Inside that toy was a recording from John's birth mother, Amy Marsh. Indeed, she said that she would meet with him at midnight. I just realized something. What, no profile for Amy Marsh? Alright, I see how it is. Wow, you two are perfectly in sync. Truth is becoming clear, like you're peeling off the layers of a scallion. Okay, a scallion doesn't have anything on the inside. Please don't make such foreboding analogies. ... The truth is becoming clear, like you're peeling off the skin of a wolf. Can you stop making those foreboding analogies? Ahem. Let's get back on track. However, the president was kidnapped, and Cameron just happened to witness it. Cameron also took part in the kidnapping. I'd also like to verify the details of this point as much as possible. Mr. Cameron witnessed the president and his kidnapper near the orphanage. And Mr. Cameron was standing by the snowman near the road. Then the murderer picked up a brick, snuck up on him and from behind, and wham! Eek! Okay, we are simply verifying what actually transpired. There's no need to be scared. That was so intense! Half the details of this case just vanished from my brain. Mr. Edgeworth, Mr. Lang, let's carefully verify all the facts of this case. Yeesh. Well, if you're gonna listen, I'll talk as much as you want. If Cameron hadn't been there, it probably would have just been a kidnapping with no murder. If he hadn't been there, you say? That's an interesting theory. Care to explain in more detail? It's simple. Cameron was killed because he saw the kidnapping. The kidnapping itself was a success. If he hadn't been there, no blood would have been spilled. No blood would have been spilled. That's true. You make it sound like it was his own fault for being there. Okay, that's not it. What Agent Lang's trying to say is, simply besides Mr. Cameron, there were no other casualties at the crime scene. Oh, was that all? Of course, that's obvious. The president was kidnapped, but once the ransom money was paid, he was returned safe and sound. That sounds like an obvious point. However, something about it bothers me. I may need to reevaluate the evidence once more. You've done explaining things to your assistant. I still have one more last thing to confirm. Afterwards, the body was moved to the flower beds and a fake photo was taken. Well, that would be incorrect. But anyway, though, that's also an important point. I'd like to take another good, clean look at the information. Yeah, I'm with you there. Let's start with what Cameron saw before he was murdered. Cameron witnessed the president and the kidnapper in front of the orphanage. However, the culprit wanted to conceal the connection between the incident and the orphanage. That's right. That's why Cameron's original roll of film was disposed of. And a fake photo was taken of them standing outside the grounds of the orphanage.
Yes. And Cameron's body was then moved to match the photo.
Grr. It's finally becoming clear, the secret that was buried in the snow for 12 years. Is this the truth of the SS5 incident? ... Mr. Edgeworth, what's the matter?
There is still something hidden behind this case.
Huh? What do you mean?
There is a piece of evidence that cannot be explained by Agent Lang's theory. As long as there's a contradiction, we'll have it presented in order to advance our reasoning.
There's no mistake about anything. Okay, well, let's see then. Thought the crime scene 12 years ago belonged to someone other than the victim, Cameron. Objection! And that's all we gotta do.
If the eyewitness Cameron had not been there, no murder would have taken place. Is that really the case?
The criminal's goal was only to kidnap the president. If there were no witnesses, there would have been no need to commit murder, right?
And what if Cameron wasn't the only one who was murdered? There was a large blood stain near the flower beds. However, Cameron was murdered near the snowman. Ergo, this blood stain could not have belonged to Cameron. Someone else's blood was spilled, and quite a vast amount at that.
Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, do you have any idea what you're saying?
I do. It's hard to believe, however. That is what the evidence indicates. On that night 12 years ago, there were 2 murders.
Are you saying that the other murder was covered up? Who? Just who the heck could have been killed?
A murder that was cleverly concealed. All traces of it were erased, and the incident itself was completely deleted from the case files. However, there's one thing. One piece of evidence that still remains intact after 12 years. This piece of evidence shows that something happened that night.
The drawing by the child who started the fire 12 years ago depicts the night of the incident? Well, that is a thing. But... Should I say... Him along the Cameron call would likely place to choose him. The child's drawing?
The other murder incident was buried in the dark by Blaze the Best. However, there is still one piece of evidence that remains. Agent Lang, it's survived by your father's hands.
My old man, you say?
Please recall. There was one more thing that was hidden along with the traces of the murder. And that is the existence of the boy who caused the fire. Why did Blaze make the boy disappear? It's because he saw something that he wasn't supposed to see.
What was the thing he wasn't supposed to see?
Everything is drawn in this picture.
The drawing my old man had.
The person drawn on the right is most likely the president. The Mozilla doll is also drawn near him. And the person standing opposite him is...
well, Sirhan Dogan, I would believe.
A man with a knife and a large black dog. He is none other than Sirhan Dogan.
What? The assassin?
Why would an assassin appear before a president? The answer is clear. Indeed, what occurred that night on the orphanage grounds 12 years ago was not a kidnapping. It was a presidential assassination.
How? But then Miss Rowland and Mr. Blaze were...
Yes, the two were likely partners in crime. One furnished the orphanage to use as the scene of the incident, and the other covered it up the young boy's testimony. It's likely that Mr. Cameron was murdered because he witnessed the assassination itself. After all, the kidnapping never actually happened.
Stop messing around. You're saying that the president was assassinated 12 years ago? We just found his body today. He's been alive up until now. That's right. I mean, we met him ourselves.
The president was assassinated 12 years ago when the president's body was found today. That would imply there were 2 presidents.
Yeah, and that can't be right.
Are you sure about that? There was a possibility that there were 2 presidents. That's right. Up until now, I've been getting a strange feeling from the president.
Even so, I still respect the man. Zhang-Fa is a small country, but he carried the nation with his strength.
The image of President Hong that Asian Lang described. You are wrong, He revealed his true form. Differs far too greatly from the President Hong we knew. It's as if they were 2 entirely different people.
Well, I mean, that's just an assumption. It didn't really have to mean anything, did it?
If there were in fact 2 Zhang-Fa presidents, exactly how would such a scenario be possible? What would make the existence of the 2 presidents possible?
The president had a twin brother. One of them was a body double. The victim looked like the president. The victim looked like the president? I'm gonna... a body double or the victim looked like the president? I don't want to say this one. I really don't. And the victim looked like the president seems kind of like a stretch too. So one of them was a body double.
If we were to assume that one of them was a body double, wouldn't it be possible then?
A body double?
President Hong possessed immense power and authority in Zhang-Fa. I'm sure there were those who envied his position and made attempts on his life. Yes, just as he was attacked a few days ago at Gore Lake.
It's true, there were those who sought Hong's life from time to time. But I can't easily believe there were 2 presidents. At least not without any evidence.
Do I have evidence that proves there were 2 presidents?
Do I? I mean, I don't know. What could the evidence be exactly? Well, I mean, I don't think that's gonna be it again. Do I have evidence that proves there were 2 presidents? Shoes? Maybe. No, come on, really? Maybe the shoes belong to the president.
If you look at this evidence, you'll see that there were 2 presidents.
Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, unfortunately I have no idea what you're talking about. Lang Zi says, evidence doesn't speak. Evidence with no meaning won't tell us anything.
Arg! Looks like this wasn't it.
If only we knew that the president was in 2 different places at the same time. Then we could prove that there were 2 people.
Let's look at the evidence and reorganize the incident again.
How could there have been 2 Mr. Hongs? As I suspected, it's impossible. If you want to say there were 2 people, show me the proof.
Do I have evidence that proves there were 2 presidents?
Well, let's look this over again then in that case. What could prove that there were 2 presidents? Oh... I guess the fake photo would prove that, right?
Take that!
What? The fake photo doesn't prove it? How does the fake photo prove it? Fake photo not prove it? If only we knew that the president was in 2 different places at the same time. Then we could prove that there were 2 people.
Let's look at the evidence and reorganize the incident again.
How could there have been 2 Mr. Hongs? I suspect it's impossible. Okay. Crush your dad, time dad, touch checking for details. Gunpowder residue was found in his right hand. Yellow sand that soothes pollen from lion lilies and contusion bone fractures found across the body resulting from tremendous pressure. Well, that probably doesn't prove anything, but... No, not that one. Where was the other one I was looking for? Where was the other one I was looking for? Do I even still have it? It was the old security camera photo. Judge Courtney and the president on the rooftop. The president was never seen coming down. Maybe? No?
Look at this evidence, you'll see there's 2 presidents.
Well, I mean, that was one way he could have been 2 places at once. Like, maybe he was a disguise, and maybe the fake person came down afterwards? I mean, I don't know. What is the proof? I'm so clueless right now. Child's drawing wouldn't answer anything. Bloodstained button? Cameron's corpse held in a tight line in his right hand, stained with Cameron's blood. That's from the snowman, though. President Hong is here of all places, and what's more, crud? What? Wait. President Hong is here of all places, and what's more, crud? The light just went out. I can barely see a thing now.
Take that.
Okay, well that didn't answer anything either. Gosh dang it, I don't know. I literally don't know, and it's driving me nuts right now. Freaking, I need to get this. Bludgeoned death, time of death, February 10th, around 1 a.m. Touch check for details. Okay. Guy light being hit in the head with a brick. He was likely killed instead of leaving a message from his cell phone. I don't see it. Prior to incident, house prank caused a fire in the facility grounds. Wait, 12 years ago, the president was kidnapped and witness was killed. Okay, so the kidnappers demanded a ransom of $100 million. Dai Long Lang confirmed that on the evening of the incident, the president was at the Zhengfa embassy until midnight. President appointment at midnight in the courtyard of the orphanage meet with Amy Marsh. Would this prove anything? I don't feel like it would. Use on Kay and John when they're dead. Nope. Look at line Lily's judge coordinated the president found on top of the body by John. Recording what was intercepted from the bug. I was planning Kay. Nope. Nope. Ring a chessboard. Nope. Just don't see it. Then blah 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 blah. Dogan chess party. Blah 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 blah. That is proof enough. Tomorrow I shall interrogate him more and drop him. More Dogan's henchman and thing is laid to rest in front of the flower bed. So they must retrieve it. Don't know. I don't know. I don't know. The driver wasn't inside. It's true. He wasn't inside now, was he? 2 nights ago, the president never passed the 51st floor storeroom. But that's kind of related to the other thing I tried to present earlier. I'm gonna try it. I don't know. Nope. I still don't know. We still haven't really answered the fact, like, where did this guy even go in the first place? Why was he not even caught on the security camera? Because he didn't fall to death, obviously. So what? Can record and play back audio belonging to the late President Zhengfa.
Original Mozilla design last night. It likely fell from the studio roof.
I don't know. Coming to lock in the rear entrance force open last night. I don't know. Says from Kay, but no one knows who really wrote the letter. Just check one for details. It's like killing keepers but one step. Please get revenge for 12 years ago. Well, why is it from Kay though? I don't think I have anything that proves it, unless it's a drawing again. It's not the drawing again. Okay. Well, I'm probably gonna game over. You know what? Well, actually, I'm gonna end this episode after this is after I game over anyway. So freaking heck, I don't know. It can't be. It can't be. I mean, how? I still don't understand how it's not the freaking photo. The blood stain? That wouldn't make any sense either, but, like, I don't know. I'm kind of at the point where I feel like I just gotta present random evidence until I figure it out or something. I don't know. Cameron's autopsy report. I'm gonna try the incident file next. I want to, like, present something that's, like, somewhat related at the very least, anyway. Maybe the body itself, what do I know? Okay, where is it at? You!
Take that!
Why?
Has Agent Lang not noticed this contradiction? Or has he noticed it but can't admit it?
Well, we'll find out if he can notice it or not admit it on the next exciting episode. So blah, 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 blah. I got very little health bar left. It kind of sucks, but it is what it is. But anyway, everyone, I will see you on the next exciting episode. We're going to be doing some things, and, well, hopefully I'm not going to game over. Because, gosh dang, I haven't game overed in this case yet. I need to keep it that way. And I plan to keep it that way, but I'll probably fail. But we'll see. I don't know. Bye, everyone!